A business owner sat across from me last month with a credit score of 768. He never missed a payment in his life. No collections, no bankruptcies, nothing. And he applied for funding that he needed to take on bigger contracts for his business. He got denied, so he applied somewhere else. Denied again. And he looked at me and said, Chess, I don't get it. My credit's great. What did I do wrong? And here's what I told him. You didn't do anything wrong. You just trusted the wrong number. Because the biggest myth in business funding is that a good score means that you get approved. It doesn't. I've watched business owners in the high 700s get denied, and I've watched owners with a lower score, like around 700, walk out with the money. The difference isn't the score. It's something sitting on your report that you probably can't even see. And by the end of this video, you know exactly what lenders are looking at, the one thing that's quietly killing your approvals, and the move that you can make before applying that changes the whole picture for you. My name is Chess, and I personally secured well over 400K in total approved 0% funding for my businesses. And on this channel, I'm going to show you exactly how I did it and how you can do it too. And everything I teach here, it comes from real deals, real experiences from either mine or my clients. And after helping a lot of owners getting funded, one thing is very clear. Most people watch the scores, and lenders, they watch the risk. Those are not the same things. Let's take two business owners, for example. Owner A has 760, owner B has 730, and most people assume owner A wins every time. Not always, because lenders, they aren't grading it based on your vanity score, your credit score. He's answering one question. If I give this person money, am I going to get it back? And that's it. Everything on your report is just evidence for that one question. And one piece of evidence that carries more weights than people realize is called utilization. And utilization is how much your credit are you using. $10,000 limit, you have $1,000 balance, that's 10%. You have the same limit, $9,000 balance, that's 90%. Now here's what the lenders feel like when they see the numbers that high. It looks like stress. Maybe it's not. Maybe you're buying inventory, maybe you're covering payroll, or maybe you're just scaling your business. But the lenders, they don't know your reason. They don't see whatever you're seeing in your business. He doesn't see your actual numbers. He sees a person leaning hard on borrowed money. And that makes him very nervous about handing you more. Now here's the part almost nobody explains. You probably think, if I pay off my card every month, so my balance or my utilization is basically zero, I wish that were true. But your card company doesn't report the day that you pay. It reports on its own schedule. One set day every month. Whatever your balance is on that day, that's the number that it sends out. And that's the number that gets frozen on your report. It just sits there until the next report goes out. So picture this. The day a lender pulls your credit, he's not looking at what you paid. He's looking at what your card reported. So he could have a zero balance in your account right now. Doesn't matter. If your card is reported at a high balance, that's the version of you that lender sees. So you're showing him one picture in your head. He's looking at a completely different one on his screen. And he makes a $100,000 decision based on his picture, not yours. So let me make this very real for you. Say you run a growing business. You put $7,000 on a card with $10,000 limit. Maybe it's for equipment or a big ad, or maybe it's inventory for a season that you know is coming up. You have smart spending. Money that makes you money. And a week later, you pay it down. In your head, it's totally clean. So you apply for funding to take the next step. And you get denied. Now stop and sit with that for a second. You did everything right. You paid on time. You paid in full, actually. And you ran your business like a pro. And the one time that you reach for the money to grow, the door shuts in your face. And you can't take the contract. You can't hire the crew. And you watch the opportunities straight over the competitor who got the yes. Not because you're a risk, but because your card reported at 70% balance the week before you applied. And the lenders never saw the part where you paid it off. And that's not bad luck. It's a timing problem. And the timing problems are fixable. Here's why I tell every owner before they apply. Win the timing on purpose. If you plan on applying for funding in the next 30 to 60 days, I will start now. Pull your report and look at what each card is actually reporting, not your life balance, the reported one. Then before you apply, pay those balances down so that number that lands on your report is low. Give it a couple weeks so that low number has time to report. And while you're in that window, don't apply for anything new. No new cards, no new inquiries, nothing that makes a lender stop and ask, why is this person reaching out for credit right now? You're not gaining anything. You're just making sure that the lenders see the real you, the responsible owner, instead of a frozen snapshot of your busiest week. And fixing the timing handles the biggest leak. But there are two more things that quietly sink your approvals, and most owners never check them. The first one is payment history. Never miss that. I know that sounds pretty obvious, but one late payment does more damage than almost anything on your report. More than the high balance, more than the timing problem that we just talked about. So whatever you do, I would protect that. Put auto pay on. The second one is accuracy. So pull your reports and actually read them. Errors, they happen all the time. Old accounts that should be gone, they hang around for years. Stuff that isn't on your report, it shows up on your file. And here's the part that stings. A lender can't tell the difference between a real problem and a mistake. He just sees the negative marks and lowers his answer. They don't want to take the risk. So don't let someone else's error cost you your approval. And here's what I want to talk and want you to walk away with. Your score matters. I'm not telling you that it doesn't. But way too many owners, they chase a number. They think hitting 750, 780 flips a switch and the money just shows up in their account. I'm sorry, but it doesn't work like that. Lenders aren't grading a number. They're reading a story. They want to see someone steady. They want to see business steady. Someone who treats credit like a tool, not a lifeline. And the score gets you in the door, like I always say. The profile, it decides if it opens. So this is why two owners with almost the same scores get two completely different answers. One profile says this person has it handled. The other says this person might be stretched pretty thin. Same scores, different story, different outcome. And once you understand that, you stop chasing points. You start building a profile that gets you a yes. If you want help getting funded, click the link to book a call below. And if you qualify, you'll get my calendar and we'll map out your funding strategy together. If not, no worries. We have both one-on-one personal credit building and consumer law credit repair, where me and my team customize and write each letter through our lawyers. Either way, we'll get you through the door and make sure the profile opens it. This is Cashflow Chess. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.